Alright, navigating traffic for the first time as a beginner. What to know and why I think the saying, ride like you're invisible, is one of the worst things anyone on the planet can give it as advice to anyone who's getting on the street on a bike for the first time. The things I'm going to cover in this video are going to be how to improve your visibility to everyone else on the road, as well as how to improve your visibility of everything going forward. So like your actual field of view, eyesight, everything ahead of you. The much more important factor there is most definitely going to be visibility of you to others. That is the key to riding safely on roads and avoiding all those near misses. And I will tell you where that riding like you're invisible comes from and why I think it is one of the worst things you can tell new riders. And that is because when you tell someone who is new to ride like they are invisible, what this causes them to do is they are already scared. So they are riding in suboptimal lane positions and visibility areas on the road. Now you tell them ride like you're invisible, and they're going to ride in even worse positions. People are going to cower in a farthest away corner that they can from the cars, mirrors, and actual fields of view that they have going backwards, which causes that bike and the rider to be invisible. When the rider's invisible, what this causes is a ton of near misses, a ton of people going into your lane, a ton of people turning into you on double turn lanes, a ton of getting cut off, a ton of having to slam your front brake, just everything that you think of when you think on a bike in traffic. And it happens disproportionately the newer you are, because most people learn how to get better at this, and it kind of feeds this negative feedback loop, because you won't find many lifelong riders or people that have been on the streets for 40 years who will tell you every car has been out to kill me. They threw that out a long time ago. What you learn on the streets, if you're riding effectively and proactively, is that your visibility is on you. It is not the car's job to be visible of you. It is your job to be visible to the cars. The cars are not at fault because you are riding in a bad spot. You don't deserve the right to go punch off their mirror because you were driving like a bitch 10 miles behind them in their blind spot. And then when they get over, you get all stupid cager and you go punch it. That is not how you navigate traffic safely. That is not how you should be viewing yourself on the road as a biker. What riding like you're invisible should mean is that you are a complete non-factor on the road. You don't cause any type of aggression. You yield when, no matter who has the right of way, you lose that battle, so you yield. You're not going to brake check. You're not going to cut people off. You're not going to be aggressive. If you do any of those things, you are no longer invisible. You are a menace. That's the difference. Invisible does not mean hide in a corner and try to be literally invisible to everyone around you. It means be invisible to people's memory. So, little distinction there. Now, I'm going to get on the road and I'm going to try and show you, let's see how traffic's doing. I'm going to try and show you how to improve your field of view while navigating the roads to start, and then the more important topic, and that's going to be improving your visibility to others on the road. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, we're off. This is a 65 mile per hour road as well, so I'm not speeding, I promise. Alright, so I'm going to have to catch up with cars to explain this, but your new best friend is a new rider on the street. Is going to be these dotted lines on the road. You follow dotted lines. What I mean by this is that you are going to sit by the dotted lines. And what this does is it gives you the best visibility between the cars ahead of you. So it gives you the most visibility going forward. It gets you in the best position as far as their mirrors go, and I'll explain that as well. And I may actually jump behind this little line of cars here just to better show it. Yeah, we may. I think I may have to get my clutch assembly redone because neutral's been a little iffy here recently. Sorry, truck. He thought I was turning. Yeah, I'm gonna get behind this white Kia here just to show. So if I'm right here, look at how much massive my field of view is going forward. I can see in front of that black car. I can see everything ahead. I didn't see that glass that had exploded right there, though. That was a surprise. Versus if I'm over here, right, I can't see anything ahead of me. All I can see is the back end of that Kia. Not as good. So up here, I have a ton more visibility. Ton more for myself. Not just for others, for myself. I can see so much farther forward. I can plan so much better when I am in this little middle position right here, because I can see through the line of cars. And I really cannot drive this home enough. These lines are your new best friend on the road. As scary as that is to be close to the other cars, I promise you this is going to give you better visibility for yourself to a point that you are going to feel more confident the second you actually sit there and do it for 1 minute. And what I'll show you once we get closer to town is how much it improves your visibility to others. But for now, we're sticking it here, and I'm just going to keep trying to show you my little tips and tricks to improve visibility through roads and around cars, right? So another thing that I think is a very nice little trick to know is, so here comes a little rightward turn, right? If I stick in this left lane this whole time, same issue. I can't see through that bend. If I just kind of dip over here, check it, nothing coming, all right, then I can dip back towards my little safety position. I have this whole lane I can use to improve my visibility going forward. If I'm not using that whole lane, I'm missing out on little key things I can be looking for out on the road. Those and all of those little things matter when you have two wheels. You're not a car. You can't hit a box. You can't hit a possum and live to tell the tale. I don't know if you've ever hit a possum in a car, but it feels like you hit a rock. I don't know what those things are made of, but on a bike, I don't think I'm not keeping my bike up. No way. So it's a very key little thing is you get to dive between your lane to kind of see better what's going on ahead of you. And a little quick note here as well, every time I park, I'm going to do my best to kind of stagger myself. So if that guy behind me keeps flying through, I'm at least not going to get completely squished. I'm going to have a bad day, I'm going to get hit, but I'm not going to get completely squished up to that Kia. That's just a little side note as well. Always stagger, because it improves your visibility, and at red lights and stuff, I'll show this better as it goes. What's going on, buddy? It will help you to stay seeing forward and planning forward. Now, enough of that. We are on to what I would consider the most important part to understand for riding the street safely. And that is going to be understanding how people's mirrors work, understanding how people's perception on the road works, and then using that to your advantage rather than complaining about it. Okay? You can pout that people don't see you all day long. You can be mad about it, but it does not change the fact that you need to be proactive in staying in their vision, and if you're not in their vision, getting into it or getting away from it as quickly as possible. So, back to my middle lane point, right? And let me, we'll do it from here for now. I'll stick to this lane. This guy in this truck, he can see me. He has a beautifully set up mirror. He can see me all the way back here. And if I scoot up next to him, let's see at what point do I lose visibility to this guy. Still sees me, still sees me, still sees me, still now. Right, that was a beautiful mirror. White truck, let's see. I can see him, I can see him, I can see him. He's turning, I'll get you over, little buddy. But notice, he turned his blinker on. He didn't just jut over. I was dead in his mirror that whole time. My man had a wonderful mirror. Shout out to him. absolute awesome individual. I wish him the best. And typically, I will tell you this as well, typically, as much as passing on the right is not safer because people just don't pay as much attention, but people's right side mirrors are typically better set than their left side mirrors. So now I'm going to play a game, and I'm going to point out at what point each of these cars loses visibility of me. So this white car right here, I'm visible, I'm visible, I'm visible, I'm visible, 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 still visible, still visible, and invisible right here. So right next to him, I'm invisible. That's a great mirror, and that's a wonderful thing. Now let's change and see what happens if I ride like someone who is riding like they're invisible. They're scared. I'm going to ride on the outside of the lane. This little, I don't know what that is. He cannot see me right here. He cannot see me right here. He cannot see me right here. I'm still not in his mirror. I am still not in his mirror. I am still not in his mirror. Now I'm in his mirror. Alright, so look at how massive that gap is on the left of that man's visibility to me. Think about how horrible, that's such a massive gap. And at any point, if he jumps over, you know, I can't be mad at him. No one, you should never feel the right to be mad at someone when they genuinely don't see you, because very rarely, very, very rarely do people try to, you know, hit you on a motorcycle. Very rarely. So we're going to stay in this left lane position, and I'm just going to, once I catch up to the flow of traffic up here. Alright, so this truck right here, he has some wide set mirrors. He sees me, I'm invisible. Alright, here's what worked out. White car right here. He sees me, he sees me, he sees me, he sees me. I'm invisible right here. So his is crazy wide set. This little 4Runner, invisible right here going forward. No, he's not seeing anything. This Honda right here, I've been invisible this whole time. Hold on. That guy's mirror was wild. That guy couldn't see me to save his life. Alright, I'm going to run it up here. I can hopefully catch up to our little friends over here. Maybe not. Let's see. Can we get some better? Here we go. Get up next to this Lincoln here. Alright. So let me go back over here. Invisible. This is a turn, so it's not exactly accurate. However, it is relevant because I'm invisible. Completely invisible. So if he cuts over, I need to be prepared for that. I don't need to be getting all huffy puffy because old buddy jumps it because I'm not in his field of view. If I'm sitting right here, and it is kind of hard to see off the reflections of these cars, let's see how well I may have to make a U-turn actually to be able to continue. Let's hit the U-ey. Sorry. Alright, we hit the U. And there's no traffic. Alright, we didn't think this one through too well, did we? Alright, let me catch up to the old boys up here, and we'll start checking some mirrors again. And just really trying to drive home how massive these blind spots are in cars to bikes. Alright, here we go. There's a little white car coming up, but I'm not gonna... he's got in the other lane. We're good. Alright, we're back in action, baby. Alright, this little Chevy Impala, right? I'm visible right here. If I'm over here, completely invisible. Completely, totally invisible. Back over here, visible. So if we're looking at it from this perspective, right? From about here is where that visibility point is. About a little over halfway through the lane. Stagger through here. Let's see. This Honda Accord right here, they can't see me. But I can't tell if there's, that may just be a super tinted window. Nope, they can't see me. Holy goodness. Alright, this Toyota right here can see me right here. If I'm over in the scaredy cat lane, what's going on? Can't see me, can't see me, can't see me, can't see me. Let's slow down. How big is this field? Can't see me, can't see me. I see a nose. Still can't see me. Goodness. Now I'm in. All right. Now they can see me. Look at how massive that gap is, that I'm completely invisible. Versus if I'm up here, they can see me. They could have seen me much, 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 much closer. This is something that will save your life, understanding. And I know it's uncomfortable. And I know you don't want to do it. And I know when you're new, the last thing you want to do is be near these massive chunks of metal, because you don't realize, 45 miles per hour in your car, that's a slow day. 45 miles per hour on your bike for the first time, that is terrifying. So let's keep this going. Point out another one, little white, visible, 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 invisible right here, which is about average. If I'm over here, let's see how far does he have to go up for me to be able to see him again. I'm invisible, I'm invisible, I'm invisible. I don't think my eyes can see as far as I would need to be in that guy's field of view. And that's pretty damn typical. So this is my point here. If you are sitting in these far middle lane to the left, your visibility to cars is so much less than you think it is. It is so much less. You don't have a 16 foot, 18 foot, whatever foot car with a body behind it that's giving you this massive length of visibility. So you have your little tiny, whatever, 72 inch, what's the wheelbase on these things these days, bike. So you have a much smaller little to be seen. You have to keep that in mind. And I promise, I've tried to go out and film this about 20 times now, and it is so hard to film this and give a visual representation of exactly what's going on with traffic and where and why and how I'm doing things. I think our key takeaways here are that your car's blind spots are so much bigger than you think they are. Okay, they are so much bigger than you think they are. You have to be aware of how big and the angle that these blind spots run. If you're not aware of the angle of those blind spots, you are going to be in for a ton of near misses. Okay, there goes my neutral again. Driving like a scared little kid. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just natural inclination to go hide. But you have to break it. If you don't break it, you're going to put yourself into that self-fulfilling prophecy of, in a worst case, you may actually get so deep in it, you start using the word cagers unironically. And go look in the mirror and think if you want to be the type of person that says cagers unironically. You're better than that. You are better than that. So, hopefully this very lackluster demonstration will help in some way, shape, or form. I promise I'm racking my brain here trying to figure out the best way to get this kind of idea on camera and to show it. So if you have any suggestions to kind of properly show blind spots in regards to actually live riding on the road, please hit me with it. So, because I promise you, I will try anything at this point. Any questions, please ask. Let's do another quick mirror check real quick. Our little Toyota right here. If I was to the left, I bet you about 3 feet I'd be completely invisible. Anyway, keep all of that in mind. Please focus on, if you can't, the old trucker sign, if you can't see me, I can't see you. That's what you need to be thinking of. You need to be watching people's mirrors. You need to understand where people are and how their visibility of you is going to impact their decisions while driving. So, any questions, anything of the sort, please ask. Thank you.